Come with me as I make the most delicious breadsticks. This recipe starts with warm water, sugar, salt, and yeast. Next, the flour is added in 2 batches. The recipe is flexible as to what type of flour you can use. Here I'm using all-purpose flour, which is what I had on hand, but I would like to compare to see how this recipe turns out with bread flour. Once the dough starts binding together, it's time to knead. The recipe says to knead for 3 minutes before resting for 10 minutes. The recipe says the dough should turn out soft and slightly sticky. Once rested, we can begin pressing out the breadsticks. I will note here it would have been helpful if I laid down more flour before pressing out the dough, so it'd be easier to pull up the strips after cutting. At this point, the dough is still sticky and a bit difficult to work with, but I keep adding water to my hands, and this helps make the dough more manageable. Next, I'm using a pizza cutter to cut the dough into strips and then placing the dough in the pan. After setting the dough in the pan, I did debate whether I should separate the dough out into 2 separate pans so the bread wouldn't stick together when it baked, but I did decide to risk it and stick to 1 pan. While the breadsticks are baking, I'm making this parsley garlic butter to spread on top once they're done baking. The garlic butter was so tasty, and it was all made even better with some marinara sauce on the side.